Hello. Hi, Gems. How are you doing? It's Marlene of Life with Marlene, your channel for vlogs. I am a Florida vlogger, so welcome to everybody who's in here. I'm going to be on for a little bit, and today I'm going to be talking about you're not losing when you lose them. I'm going to put a poll out to the audience. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. I just put the poll out to everybody. So welcome everybody. If you're new, hit the like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking about when we lose people in our life. And I have to start off by saying that some people who are in our life are honestly not good people for us. They're taxing. They give us headaches. They make us feel bad about themselves. They don't bring any benefit into our life. So honestly, there's some people when they leave our life, it's a gift. Hey, Realist One, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Shout out to my mods, my channel members, as always. So, this is what I have to say. When certain people, they leave our life, it's really a gift. It's a blessing. When they leave our life, we're not losing when they leave our life. They think that we need them. There's a lot of people out there and they have this like big ego and they think that we need them in our life and we don't. Hey Ruthie, thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate it. Can you guys hit the like? Hey Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. So that's honestly what I have to say is there are certain individuals that they are in our life, but we really don't need them. And I can say over half of my life, I poured into so much effort into trying to be supportive of relatives, trying to be supportive of people who are quote unquote your family, and they really don't care anything about you. They're only there to use you. So honestly, we have to ask ourselves, why do we continue to let people stay in our life that don't care anything about us? Realist says sometimes we have to show them different, even if we don't 100% want them to leave them behind. Yeah, sometimes we don't want to leave people behind. I'll be honest with you. I give people many opportunities. I'm not a person like cutthroat or negative or anything like that, but I believe in giving people many chances. I give people a lot of chances, but then when I give you too many chances and you still have proven to not care about my feelings, not respect boundaries, not do what you need to, and you're just out to seek to always get and take from me, that's when I said it's time for me to leave the relationship. It's time for me to leave because my needs aren't being met and served. And I say that to everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Respect yourself enough to walk away where love is not being served, your consideration, your time, there's no personal growth, and all you're doing is getting used. How many of us are going to be honest enough? It took me many years to come to a space to say that, to be honest enough to say, they're using me. They really don't care about me, or they're not really a friend, or there's going to be no longevity in this relationship. Like they're using me, they're taking me for granted, they're doing what they want. And I read a post the other day that said, stop having high expectations from somebody that you've been allowing with low expectations. So let's be honest, everybody. There's a lot of people who are in our life that they number one, they don't deserve to be there. They're showing you they don't care anything about you. They're showing you nothing but disrespect. So the expectation always has been low from them. So when we start saying you need to do this and you need to do that, we have to stop expecting for people to change. If you're giving them all the benefits of the high expectations, the high vibration, the high energy, see, you may be the high vibrational person. You may be the person who is a worthy and beneficial. You're a great person. You're kind. You have all the qualities. But if you already have from the beginning seen they don't care, they won't change, they aren't good for me, we can't expect someone who has already come in showing that they have low expectations, that they're not going to do anything, that they don't really care for you, and stop expecting for them to change. That was a really hard one for me to receive, because I'll be honest, many times in romantic relationships, I went into the relationship thinking I could change them, right? I can change them. They'll be better because if I'm a little nicer, if I do this for them and I do that for them, then they'll be better to me. And we have to stop expecting somebody that you've allowed to do whatever they want and you're giving them all the benefits. Why is somebody who you're giving them all the benefits, all of the everything, why are you going to? Hi, mister, how are you doing? Everything is well. I hope everything's well with you too. Why are you giving other people all the benefits, especially in a romantic relationship? Why are you giving someone all the benefits of a husband or benefits of a wife, and you know that they're not wife or husband material? It's like we have to stop expecting things from people that they've already shown you that they can't give you. So that was a thing that, I had to process those things. And you have to change how you show up in a relationship. You have to change what you think, what you expect, not only from other people, but what you expect from yourself. What are your goals and what you want? What do you think that you deserve? And sometimes, to be honest, a lot of us don't feel like we deserve better. I know I 100% did not believe that I deserved better. I used to being taken advantage of and being disrespected. It's like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen on the guy's side, what you do in your relationship, but I'm speaking from my perspective, what I've been through, because I can't talk about what I don't know. But from my perspective, what I have been through, when you have gone in from previous relationships and been hurt, been taken advantage of, been disrespected, you're kind of waiting for that other shoe to fall. And let's be honest, ladies, that we have to stop saying all men are like this. Everybody is like that, when no, those are just certain individuals. Hi, Miss Betty. How are you doing? Welcome. Tell me about MT career. I don't know what you're talking about, Rabina. Hey, Kristen. How are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. If you could hit the like, I'd appreciate it. We have to stop expecting things from people that they can't give, And most of the time, ladies, we are expecting things that we know that a person can't give. You saw all of those red flags from the beginning, right? You saw that they were this way or that way. And why do you think it's going to change for you? Or why do you think somebody who has never been reliable, that one day they're going to be reliable? Hi, Stacy. How are you doing? Welcome. Why do you think somebody who is disloyal and disrespectful to be respectful to you? They're not going to be, It's just something that we have to learn how to do better. We have to learn how to be better and, you know, move in that way, move in that direction. So, like my title says, when people show you, okay, when somebody shows you who they are, you know, we may think in the beginning, that we're losing. I will say that in the beginning of when you finally get into knowing yourself and what you want and what you're trying to seek and all of those things, and people leave our life, it does hurt for a certain period of time. Let's be honest, we're all human beings. It hurts when people don't give us what we want and what we need, but we have to honestly believe in ourselves to know that they're just not worth it. They're not worth it. They're not worth our time. They're not worth your energy. They're not worth it. It's just no. And the more that we get more confident is the more we feel better about ourselves. Realist says, we find ourselves giving them the benefit of the doubt when they don't do the same for us. Wow, Realist. That's really a mouthful. It's true. Thank you so much, Louise. How are you doing? Welcome. Hit the like, everybody. So, you know, that's something, Realist. We find ourselves giving them the benefit of the doubt when they don't do the same for us. How many of us, we will always be doing all of these things for others and they're not doing the same things for us? Hi, Robert. How are you doing? Welcome. We find that we're always the ones giving, but they are not giving you anything. Has that ever happened to any of you? I know I'm not the only one, and it's not just your relative or romantic relationship, or it goes through everything. Friends, on the job, in business, here on social media. It's crazy. Because people will portray themselves to be a certain way, and that's not even them. That's not the real them. I don't know how many of you have seen it, but on social media, in real life, there's a lot of people who are characters. They come this, what is it called? Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or, you know, they're phony, they're this character, and then when the mask falls off and you find out who they really are, you're like, you're not who I thought you were. But people can only keep up something for so long, and eventually you will find out who they are. But do we have enough courage to believe that when the mask does drop off, when you do see these negative people, when they do show up in a negative way, are you going to let them stay in your life? Are you going to let yourself be taken advantage of? Or are you going to do something different? Are you going to say, I'm not going to let you stay in my life and use me. I'm not going to let you disrespect me, or whatever the case, no matter what it is that somebody has done. And for myself, I found it to be easier for me to get rid of people that I didn't really know. That wasn't hard for me, but it was hard for me to talk about people who were my blood relatives, or what some people call family, but I call them relatives. It's hard for us to state that our relatives don't deserve to be in our life because they're whatever. They're controlling, they're jealous, they're low vibrational, they're just not doing anything with their life. They don't mean us any good. Like, we're not elevating, and sticking around with them, we're going to be dragged down. You will be dragged down like a crab in the barrel. They will take you down. Hi, 20CH. How are you? Welcome. There's a lot of people who are like that. But what do we do when we see that it doesn't feel good when it's your own mother, when it's your own father, your own sibling or cousin, grandparents, auntie or uncle? That don't feel good. You know, it's hard when your own relative doesn't show you love, but a lot of people, like Realist one has said, sometimes a homeless person on the street will show you more love than your own blood relative. And that's a real statement because it's true. Most of the time, I've had people who are strangers give me more support than my own blood. They would be supportive, they'll be kinder. Like, and you don't have to be like after them either. Some people will freely, like, hey, what do you need? Oh, sure, I can do that. When you will be after your own cousin or brother or sister, auntie, uncle, whoever, for support. And not only will they not support you, they'll put down what you're doing. Oh, that won't work. That's stupid. And you're like, really? When somebody off of the street or somebody on social media, somebody you don't know who is a complete stranger, will be more on your side to support you than your own. And that's weird and strange. So I know I'm not the only person that has been through that. I know I'm not the only person. I know many people face it, but they don't want other people to know what they're going through, what they're dealing with. You know, that's just, who's that in the back? In the back, the picture on the wall, that's my grandmother. That's one of the things about this life. I think we have to believe in ourselves and have more confidence in ourselves than we do. And not saying that we don't love ourselves, but sometimes we need to love ourselves more than we do. We need to believe in ourselves more than we do. We have to understand that because one person may have been our friend, it doesn't mean they're a good friend. So this is the time of the conversation where I want to say, if you have somebody who is in your life and they don't show up for you, they're disrespectful, they waste your time, they waste your energy, they give you a headache, they're controlling, they disrupt your peace. That's one of the things. Hi, William. How are you doing? Welcome. That's one of the things that I had to learn. I had to learn that 100%. I had to learn to, first, you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want. And most of the time when we spend so much energy on other people, right? We spend so much energy trying to make other people happy. And you can lie to yourself all you want to. I lied to myself for a long time in saying, oh, no, I'm not trying to please them. But we do. We do try to please our parents or siblings, aunties, grandparents, other people in our life because we care about them or we love them. But the thing about it is we have to learn to stop loving others more than we love ourselves. It's a big lesson. It's a hard lesson. Sometimes it's heartbreaking. It is. It's heartbreaking to deal with certain individuals. It really is. When they don't show up for you or support you or be kind to you like you actually need. Some people just won't show up for you. It doesn't matter how much times you ask them. They don't want to support you. And I hate to say this, but sometimes your own relative, your own blood relatives hate you. Thank you, Realist. Your own blood relatives hates you. I don't know if anybody has a... Thank you, Kristen. If you feel drained by your relatives, have enough courage to say, you know, I don't know if you know of this, but this is what I have to say. And tell them. Tell people how you feel. And I know for a really long time, I would never let myself speak about that because I'm not a confrontational person. I'm a very chill person. I always have been. I have a very cool head, but I also have a Caribbean side. I have a very calm head. I have a calm demeanor and all of that. But just like my Caribbean side, when I get mad, when I get mad, I turn into a tornado. And I don't like to bring that side out, but certain people, they will incur my wrath. If I have asked you, if I have told you, then I'm going to have to do something about it. Okay, Kristen says, or maybe they don't want to see you succeed. There you go, Kristen. Thank you for putting that out in the atmosphere. Sometimes people don't want to see you succeed. There are some people who don't want to see you win, or they're jealous because you have enough courage to be your real self. I've heard people say that. I even had one of my parents say that to me. You can be what I could never be. And there's a lot of people who don't know how to be themselves. They don't know who they are, and they don't have enough courage to be their organic self. Hi, Joe. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Realist says, I know all about it. It's the ones close enough to put in our back when we're not looking. Yeah, those are the main ones, right, Realist? Those are the main people, the ones that you will never expect. And it really, truly is a shame. It's the people who you let your guard down around them. You feel like you're safe with them. And like Kristen says, maybe they don't want to see you succeed. It's sad. It's sad when you're trying to do something in your life and you're happy, right? Hi, I am Thea. How are you? Welcome. It's like when you're trying your best to win in life, you're trying your best to be joyful, you're trying your best to have peace, and they want to disrupt it. They don't like seeing you win. Like, have you ever, like, you just are doing some great things in your life, like say you just got a good job, you got some education, you bought a home, you're doing some good things. Maybe you have lost weight. Maybe you've developed a positive attitude when you used to be a negative person. There's a lot of people who don't like to see you like that. Oh, you're good? I am Thea. Awesome. I'm doing great. I hope you are as well. Hi, Kelly. That's one of the things about life is we have to understand that certain people don't want to see us win. There's certain people that will never respect us. There's certain people that they hate you, and they're the very ones that are looking, smiling in your face. Talking about, I care about you and I love you so much. No, some people, they have the motives, right? They have this agenda. They want to find out your business so they can gossip about you or get close enough to you. Now, let me tell you something twisted that I was not really even thinking about. You know, to all you moms and dads out there, aunties, uncles, whoever is taking care of children, be careful of the relationships that you get into, because there are some disgusting people out there that they get in the relationship with you so that they can get close to your children and mess around with them. There's some real predators out there. So that's a big thing. Be careful about letting people in close to your children before you even know them, you know, moving in, like, yeah, I always wanted to spend time with your kids, and then next thing you leave them alone with your children because you trust them, and then here come the pervs with their disgusting things and ruin somebody's rest of their life. And I'm telling you, because I'm somebody who has been through it. There's people, and you're adults, and you're not even thinking that way because you're not twisted. You're not, you know, you don't have that predator mindset. You're not disgusting like that. But you have to think that way to protect your kids, to protect your siblings, or maybe if you have some special needs loved ones. You have to be aware that there's a lot of disgusting people out there. And just because they say they love you, they love bomb you to get your mind off of what their purpose is, and their purpose is to mess with your kids. And I hate to say that, but it's disgusting. And I can't say what I would do to them on social media, but trust me, I'm going to do something. You mess around with my family, yeah, there's going to be some repercussions for those actions. Realist one says they won't even tell us why they feel that way about us. Truth is, when it comes down to it, they probably won't even have an explanation why. Yeah. Doesn't it make it makes absolute no sense. Some people just hate us because they hate us. I've had people say that from I was a small child up until today. Sometimes people just don't like you because other people like you. Maybe they have a hard time making friends. Maybe they want your life. Maybe you're an educated person. Maybe you have a good job. Maybe people are naturally drawn to you and they are an introvert. Sometimes people are just disturbed. Okay? There's no other word to say it, but they're disturbed. And a lot of times I found that the relationships that I have to cut ties with is a person who is very controlling, and they want to control you. And when they can't get control of you, it turns from they love you to they hate you. When somebody cannot control you, they hate you. And then they're not going to show it all the way that they hate you. They're going to still do the manipulation. They're going to do the scheming and the scamming, the backstabbing, the gossiping about you. They're going to try to turn other people against you. They're going to, when you have a falling out with them, then they'll start telling all of your business and all of that. But you'll always find out who people are eventually. You always find out. The mask always falls off if you pay attention. You know, sometimes it's just small little things, it's subtle things, like they said, oh, I'm going to do this. And then I thought you said you were going to do this. Oh, no, I said, no, you didn't. It starts with small little lies, small little, that's not what you said. And they say, yes, I did. And you start seeing like some, and you're looking, you're not saying anything yet, but you're okay. Maybe that was just me. You let it pass, but then it happens again and again and again. And then you have to ask yourself, why do I allow this? Okay. And that's the times where you have to cut people off, because you're not losing when you lose them. I have to say that to every single one of you. There's a lot of people we feel like we're losing when we cut them off, whether it be a relative, it could even be your own child. It could be in a romantic relationship. You break up, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wife. You feel in the beginning the pain and the hurt. You miss even seeing them sometimes. You miss spending time with them, but you don't miss the behaviors. That's what I had to learn about this life, is you cannot continue to accept bad behaviors. You don't have to put up with that. You know, people are not little kids. These are adults and they should know better. But even though they know better, it doesn't mean they're going to do better. They know better, but they won't do better. Have you ever had people in your life and they refuse to do the right thing? You tell them how you feel. You tell them that hurts your feelings. You ask people to show up for you and they refuse to because they don't want to. Or here's the ones that really grind my gears. And those are the ones where you ask them to do something for you and they always want to know why. Why do you want that? Why do you need for me to show up? Why can't we do it at this time? They want all the control when it comes to what you want. But when it comes to what they want, they don't want to give you any control. See, they're not willing to be, giving. They're not willing to consider you. They're not willing to compromise. They're not going to do any of that for you. And that's when I had to learn for myself that there are certain individuals that cannot be on my team. There's certain people who I cannot allow them to get into my heart. I had to learn some of the differences, and I learned some things from Boss Life Online. If you don't know about her channel, check her out. She's really an amazing person, and she really taught me about trust. And I think a lot of times we're very trusting of other people, right? We trust people from the jump, from the beginning, when it should be that a person has to develop that trust. A person has to work. So many times we make it too easy for people. Hi, Jennifer. How are you doing? Welcome. We make people, we make it easy for them. We make it easy for certain individuals to do things. We make it easy, like they don't have to work to stay in our life. They can lay back, they can disrespect us, they can manipulate us, and we just allow it. No. Don't just allow people to run over you. Don't just allow people to lie to you and to play games with you and to do, no. No. You know, and I say this all the time because I don't know you and you don't know me. But one thing I know for sure is everybody has their good days and their bad days. Everybody has those mental health moments. I'm doing awesome, Jennifer. Thanks for asking. Everybody has those mental health moments where you're just not feeling your best. And I don't know about you all, but during those times, I really pay attention to who supports me in those dark times. And you all should too. When you're going through your hard times, your dark times, your sad times, look around. Those are your people. Not the people who are there in your highlight reel, not the people who claim they love you, and they're always the ones that you were supporting. You're giving them your time, your energy, your money, your this, your that, and they're always busy. They're busy, they're tired. It's always some excuse why they can't support you. Oh, I have to go to work, I have to do this. And most of the time, they're not doing anything. Some people just refuse to be there for you. They only want you to be available for them. And I had to stop letting people run over me, you know. And you too as well. To anybody who's watching this or listening to this, whether you're watching live or you're watching in the replay, you don't have to let people run over you. You don't have to let people disrespect you. You don't have to be a doormat. I don't care if you're 18 years old or you're 99 years old. Every single person is a human being and deserves respect. Every single person. I don't care what your financial situation is. I don't care what your health problems are. I don't care what you did in the past. Everything is about today. The person you are today, the woman you are today, the man you are today. And what hurts a lot is when you were in a season in your life. I don't know who I'm talking to. I feel like I'm going to testify to somebody, but sometimes when you're in that season of your growing pains, maybe when you were immature or you had a hot head, you had anger issues, control issues, you were a jealous person, whatever the case may be, you know, wherever the shoe fits. But you were in your growing pains. You're still working on getting to know yourself and learning to love you. And some people will never let you forget. Some people will never let you forget what you did in the past. Never. They're still grading you by who you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And you're not the same person. And that's crazy to me because everybody should be growing and elevating, but there's certain individuals, they think when you do something once when you were probably 5, 10, 15 years ago, that you're the same person now. And you're not. Let me check out this poll. I got 24 votes down here. And the poll question was, have you lost friends or loved ones when you were, I should have put when you became, when you were a better person. 67% said yes, 33% said no. Okay, good to know, everybody. I know for sure I have lost people. When I tapped into finding out who I was, when I stopped letting people use me, when I stopped telling people my business, they didn't have any more time for me. If it wasn't about something negative, they didn't want to hear it. They only wanted to hear, oh, what do you know? What's the business? What's the tea? What about this? What about your life? Or if you weren't always complaining about things. See, when I stopped complaining about my life and started living my life, and certain people, oh, look, she's over there now traveling. She's over there smiling all the time. Like, what is she even talking about? It makes no sense. Everything that I was talking about doing, they were never supportive of it. So that's not really a loss to me, you know. It does hurt sometimes because it's people you didn't expect to turn their back on you. I don't know about you all, but it's certain individuals I never would have expected for them to turn their back on me, because you feel like that's my ride or die. I don't have to worry about them. And when they do turn their back on you, when they do disrespect you, when they do, you know, divulge your personal business or stab you in the back or whatever the case may be, you know, believe them and lose them, you know. I for such a long time was trying to hold on to friendships and certain people in my life. And when we do that, when we hold on to people who don't support us and care for us and love us and respect us, we are allowing ourselves to not receive the people who actually would. So I learned when I was loyal, when I was loyal to myself first, when I was respectful of myself first, then I was able to get what I was supposed to get. And when I learned, oh my goodness, sorry guys, my allergies are really acting up badly. Hold on a second. I'm still here. I'm just going to talk in the background. When I learned who I was, when I learned to respect me first, when I learned to respect me first, then I feel like my confidence became more elevated. Kristen says, as crazy as it sounds, I found great supporters and family on YouTube. I have too. I found some really great people on YouTube, but also I found some just plain crazy. I found both. I think when you're on this app long enough, you find the dark side. You find the backstabbing and the negative, and the people who steal your content and yada yada yada, and the people who try to control you and tell you what to put on your channel, and just it's a lot. But it's okay, because you just have to know yourself. I feel like that's the thing that's the most important in this life. You know, maintaining and being yourself. Hi, I don't even know how to say your name. I think your last name is Arif. How are you doing? Social media has good and bad, depends on how you use it. Depends on how you use it. Amen, says Jennifer. Hey, Vondi. Yes, facts. Everything in this life, it depends on how you use it. And I didn't understand, but it's the energy you show up as. If you show up as a negative person, you will receive negative. When I learned that there were certain individuals and all they were about is negativity, all they were about was drama, all they were about is foolishness, then I had to ask myself, why do I allow myself to entertain this foolishness? Because it's foolishness to let yourself be around such negativity, and you don't have to be. So that's a whole thing. Vondi says more bad. You think so? You think it's more bad? I think it's it's what you tap into, you know. I don't know what you're referring to, Juice. Um, the thing about this life is you just have to show up as yourself. I think something is important. Yeah, Vondi, right? You're thinking too, because I'm thinking too, like, what in the world? So I feel like it's very important for us to just learn to be ourself. Learning to be happy and content within yourself, learning to respect yourself is highly important. And people who do not respect you, you better show them the door. But a lot of people don't know how to be strong in that way. They let people run over them. They let people tell them how they feel. And I know I've said it more than once. Don't let anybody tell you how you feel. You know how you feel. You know your story. You know your life. You know what you can afford. You know your personal circumstance. Don't let another person tell you how your life is. Like, that's ridiculous. And that's learning to control your own energy. I had to learn that too. That took some maturity to not pour any energy into certain things. Just like learning to put up a wall, like, no, I will not respond to that. I won't. That's not worth it. They're not worth it, you know. They really don't matter. So, and then you just move in that direction. That's all there is to it. But you know, when certain people leave our lives, it's hard. I don't know if anybody has ever been in a situation to where you've had a job and your job is just always using you, always controlling you, always doing something to you. And one day you just had enough and then you leave it. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Being me. That's where I see myself in 5 years, being myself. Um, I think one thing that is important in this life is allowing yourself to be who you are. And don't let other people change you from being that. Don't let other people stop you from you can never answer that question. I have a few things that I probably think where I could be, but life is so life changes in an instant that you may think your life is going this direction or that direction, and it goes a completely different direction. It really doesn't. Vonti says they asked me in school when I was a senior over and over again. Yeah. Yeah, I was asked too, but you know, the thing about it is that a lot of people will tell you, oh, you should do this or you should do that. You should be this and you should be that, but that's not you. Certain things is just not us. And it doesn't mean that you can't do some great things in your life. It just means you have to know yourself. And a lot of people don't know themselves. And I think that's really sad in itself. A lot of people don't know how to be themselves. A lot of people don't know how to be happy. They don't know how to be happy. And I think that's really sad. They don't know how to be happy for themselves. They don't know how to be happy for other people. And they don't know how to maintain a positive attitude. They allow other people to control their life. They really do. Don't let other people control your life. Don't let other people tell you that you can't be great. I remember when I was going through a really dark period in my life, a really sad time. when I was going through a really sad time in my life. And I was kind of expecting certain people to be there and to support me, and they weren't. And it hurt a lot. I don't know if anybody in the audience has ever been around people and you kind of were expecting for their support and then you didn't get it and you were kind of like surprised, like, what? No way. I don't know. I don't know if I was just a gullible person or what it was, but there were certain people that I just knew that they had my back because I always had theirs. And yeah, it really broke my heart, to be honest with you. It really broke my heart when I lost my dad from cancer back in 2016. I think that's the most pain I've ever been in my life. And I know I'm not the only person to deal with somebody they love passing away, but that was the first time in my life where it was ever so close to me, because my dad was and is, he will always be my best friend. And that was the biggest hurt that I have ever had in my life. And it was like when I went through that situation, nobody was around. And it was like the people that I was always there, the people like in their hard times when they were sad, I was right there on the couch, right there holding their hand, right there telling them that they're going to get through it. And when I was in a period of being very discouraged, I looked around and there was nobody. I mean, nobody. I'm being honest with you all. There was nobody around. In 2016, when I talk about I fell flat on my face, I felt like a rug was pulled from under me, because my dad had prostate cancer, and he passed in 2016 from cancer. And it's the toughest thing in this life to see somebody you love take their last breath. It changes you forever. And after that time, it was like, you know what? I have to stop wasting my time and start doing the things that I want to do. And that's when I changed my whole career path and started to do the things that I wanted to do in this life, because that's something that my dad always told me. Yeah, it's important. He was like, I had a Jamaican father, and he was always telling me and encouraging me, what you're doing in your life, are you happy doing it? And I was like, you gotta work. It's work. He's like, no, but do you enjoy it? Yeah, it was rough. Hey, Kiki, how are you doing? Welcome. I'm doing awesome. I hope you're doing well too. But that's one of the things that I'm not excusing it and acting like I'm the only person in this world to lose a parent or to lose a loved one. That's not what I mean. I just mean that when you go through something in your life, when you get disappointed, discouraged, you're down, you're depressed, you're going through something, sometimes we expect for certain people to be there for us, right? I know I expected some of my friends, I thought they were my friends, I should say. We kind of expect some people to be there for us, and they're not. You just got off work. How was your day, Kiki? We expect certain people to be there for us, and when they're not, wow, it's like, for real? And I've always said that. I've always been a good friend. I think sometimes, people have said, I'm too good to people. Sometimes we can be too good. We can be too kind. We can be too patient. We can, sometimes it's okay to step back and say, no, I can't be there for anybody. I have to be there for myself today. And after my dad passed, I went through my phone and I deleted all of I'm not going to say what I called them, because this is not that sort of app, but I deleted all of their phone numbers. And when they called me, I was like, who is this? I was like, oh, I said, yes. What do you need? So I changed how I dealt with them, because you wanted to deal with me and act like I didn't exist. I did the same. You have to give. I know people say you shouldn't give back what people put out, but sometimes you have to teach people a lesson, you know? If you can't support me, I don't have time to support you either, you know? And it's not me trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be mean, because yes, there are times I can do things for people, but why should I? Why should I always do things for you and you never do things for me? Sometimes it's just as simple. Hi, Paul. Sometimes it's just as simple as saying hello. You know, a friend that would just say, hey, how is your day going? I was just thinking about you. Are you doing all right? Even something simple like that. I don't take those things as little things like some people. For me, that's a big deal. For somebody who is actually took the time out of their day to think about me. And these days, in this society, that's rare. It's rare to find people who actually will just be there for you without wanting anything back. They have no motive. There's no agenda. They just are going to be there for you, and that's it. If you have people like that in your life, that will be there for you, nothing else. They just want to chill. They just want to chill. They just want to hang out. They just want to support you. They just want to see you happy. And to anybody who does not have that, you know, coming from that space where I deleted all of my contacts. I had not one contact in my phone. Deleted all of them. I'm not going to tell you what I called them. I deleted all of them from my phone. And when I did that, I felt free. When you do that, you get really free. And I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your sibling. I don't care if it's a friend. I don't care who it is. If somebody can't be there for you in your hard times, you are not going to show up in my good times. I don't want to see people hugging me and saying, I know you could do it, when you weren't there when I was going through the struggle to tell me to keep it up. Tell me I'm proud of you. Don't give up. I'm here for you. Do you need something? If people can't be there for you like that, I would rather just leave me alone. I'm being honest. Let's see what the comments say. I know I missed a few. Yeah, it did feel good. It felt really good. It was actually very freeing. I would recommend for you all to go through your phone every season. Every 3 months, I go through my phone. And if that person has not called me or text me, your number will be deleted. I don't care about those people who only call me when it's a holiday. Do not call me because it's a holiday. I will block you. If I haven't heard from you all year, do not call me and tell me anything about a holiday. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't play games over here. I haven't heard from you in 3-4 months. Don't call me. Don't text me. And when they say, oh, I wish you happy holiday, I wish you this, I wish you that, I was like, I haven't heard from you all year. Why are you contacting me now? You could delete my number. And I mean that. Kiki says, right, that's how it's supposed to be. You know when you're a kind person, there's a difference between being kind and to being used. And I had to learn a lot of things, not only about myself, but I had to learn things about others. If somebody only wants to call you when they need a ride, or they need some money, or they want somebody to vent with, or someone to gossip, what I don't like is the ones that only call you when they're in their bad times, their bad season. Not saying that everybody doesn't have bad times. Everybody has bad times and bad days. But I mean, if every time you talk to them, every time you go around them, it's something negative. I can't deal with people like that anymore. I'm too grown for that. Vondi says, I got contacts like that in my phone I don't even use. Vondi, you need to delete those people. Delete them. I'm not in the mood for that. I'm not in the mood for that today. I just feel like something in this, some type of way about certain individuals. Certain individuals just, I can't. Certain individuals I can't deal with anymore. And I think when I was younger, before I got to know myself, before I knew what I wanted and what I liked, I would just let people do anything they wanted to me. You know, I would just let other people disrespect me. I would. I would let them. But why do we let them? Why do we let people disrespect us? Why do we let people treat us the way that they do, and we allow it and take it and feel like it's okay? And then what drives me crazy is the ones that when you tell them what they do, they don't understand. They act like it's a surprise. Like, why? Why are you upset? Why are you mad about that? You know? That's the whole thing about it. That's the whole thing about this life, is just not allowing for people's negative energy to get to you. Don't let people's negativity get to you. And the more I get to know myself, the more I get to love myself. And the same thing for you all. The more you get to know yourself, the more you believe in your light and your power, the more you learn to find your own voice, is the happier that you will get. You know, it's all of those things. Learn to be happy. And when you become happy, when you learn to be happy, when you learn to love yourself, when you learn to respect others, I find that I'm getting back that same energy. But when I didn't know myself, hi, I can't even say your name. Iyad, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Hi, welcome. Until I learned me first, I couldn't support anybody else. I couldn't love other people the right way. And I know we don't like to talk about it a lot, but sometimes we don't love ourselves in the right way. We don't respect ourselves. We would rather be supportive of other people than to be supportive of ourselves. Be supportive of our dreams and how we feel and how people treat us. Pay attention to the way other people show up in our life. Pay attention to people's energy, okay? Pay attention to others' energy, and then you'll know what to do. If somebody shows up and their energy is off, then don't deal with them anymore. You know, I feel like sometimes we make things more complicated than they are. And it's really not complicated. Hey, Dawn, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Some things are really, honestly, not complicated. It's not. I know I'm a person that I will overthink things. I will make things complicated. Today's topic is you're not losing when you lose them, Dawn. Sometimes we make things complicated and it's not. The answer is easy, but we don't want to make that choice. We know we need to lose these people. We know we need to block them. We know we need to stop going around them. We know we need to stop pretending like they're our friends and they care about us. Ooh. And I know for a really long time, I really let people run over me. Because until I learned to love me, yes, follow positive energy. I believe that 100%. Ooh, preach to my spirit. Yes, let this man go. Yes. You have to know who is on your side and who isn't. And being honest, I didn't want to believe certain things about my relatives. Oh, me, not you. Okay. Um, I didn't want to believe certain things about my relatives. I didn't, because that would mean that it would be true. And I didn't want it to be true. And I would get mad when other people would tell me, oh, your relatives are this and your relatives are that. And I would get mad at them, when sometimes there are people on the outside that see things very easily, when we know it in our hearts. Our spirit tells us, the energy tells us. We know that they're not for us. They're just using us, taking advantage of us. They're very disrespectful and demanding, but we don't want to admit it because that would mean they don't love us. And I'll say this, it's not that we don't love them, it's that they don't love us. That's hard. That was really hard to process in my spirit. It's really hard to process when you love people, but they don't love you back. Ouch. It hurts. It hurts a lot. And it hurts when it's your siblings or your parents or your cousins, people who are supposed to be close to you, people who have known you for a long time, but they don't respect your boundaries. They don't respect you. They don't care for you. They don't care about anything if it's not about them. If they're not getting some benefit, if they have to support you or show any consideration, or they're not going to do that. So I had to start shifting the time. Like, I'll consider them because they are a relative, but it's just in passing. Hi and bye. I'm not giving you more than that energy because that's what you give to me. You give me hi and bye energy, so I give you hi and bye energy. And they don't like it, but that's your problem. Then I always tell people, if you don't like it, then act right. Period. If you want better, you have to do better. Yes, bad people take your positive energy and they let you down. They let you down every time they, and I can't tell you how many times when I kept asking people to show up for me. I want you to come to this. I want you to come to that. And those are things that were very important to me. And they would ghost me. And then they would say they're coming. And then they wouldn't show up. And I'm telling you, when you're looking for certain people on certain occasions, you're waiting for them, and then they don't show up, or at the last minute, I can't make it. Oh, I'm held up at work. And they knew from the beginning. Or they say, I have to work. You knew from the beginning. You knew from the time I told you that you didn't want to do it. You knew from that time you weren't going to show up. You knew from the time you couldn't afford to do X, Y, and Z. But they wait until the last minute, or they don't tell you anything at all, and they just no-show. So I had to start shifting how I dealt with those people. Stop inviting them to certain things. Stop telling them my business. Give the energy that they put out. I know people say that's not right. I'm not perfect, but that's what I do. If you can't show up for me, I can't show up for you. And it's different. And I don't mean financially, because that's what a lot of people go to. It's not always a financial thing, And for me, sometimes it's not even a person spending $500. Sometimes it could be as simple as somebody giving you $2 or $3 and saying, here's for your toiletry, here's for this, here's for that. Something simple. I want to give a donation to your gas. So it doesn't have to be a lot. For me, it's someone giving, it's the thoughts. I don't have a lot. This is what I can give you. And it's the people like that will always be close to me, because it's not about how much financially, but it's the thoughts. It's the consideration, thinking about me and not me always having to think about them. That's what I can't deal with. I cannot take any more of the people who I always have to call them. I always have to show up for them. I always have to plan. I always have to pay. I always have to consider them and their feelings. Don't even talk about the ones that you feel like you have to walk on eggshells with. That's very annoying. Hi, P. I can't stand the people that you have to walk on eggshells with. That gets old really fast when you can't just be yourself, or when you feel like you can't say or do something because they will be so easily offended, right? You can't have people in your life that you walk on eggshells with all the time. If you don't feel like you can just talk to people, tell them how you feel, and you have to always feel like there's a judgment, there's some sort of you're being judged, or you have to do this or that. Thank you, P. Appreciate it. Make sure everybody hits the like, please. You know, make sure you consider yourself. I know a lot of times that we're busy people, or busy ladies, busy gentlemen. We have lots of things going on, but don't let that be the excuse from other people. A lot of people make that excuses. A lot of people make those excuses. They're busy. Thank you, Iad. A lot of people make a lot of excuses. They do. They make a lot of excuses of why they do stuff. Hi, Amelia. Yeah, make it make sense. It doesn't. Some things that people do, it makes no sense. Dawn, I'm actually in the process of working on that. In the background, I'm working on some things. So there's a lot of things that in this life that we have to go through. You know, certain individuals are just not good for us. I'm doing great, Amelia. How are you doing? There's a lot of people who are just not good for us, and it could be from your parent to your children. It could be and anyone in between. Some people just are not good for us. They raise your blood pressure. They aggravate you. They use you. You know, it's all of those things. I can't. It's all of those things. I'm glad you're well, Amelia. Yeah, love is so strong. It creates mixed emotions. It does. But you can't let other people, how they feel, disrupt you from how you feel. I haven't said it. I haven't had that conversation yet, but I did put out a video recently and talking about me living with social anxiety. And I know that it's a stigma against it. No, I'm not sad at all, Amelia. It's a lot of people who are living with all sorts of things, anxiety, depression. I want to show other people that are people like me, and you've been through things. You've been through situations. You've been disappointed. You've been abandoned and disrespected. But it doesn't mean that you have to be in that space for all your life. You have to make a choice at one time to rise above all of it. Rise above the ashes. Yeah, me too, Jennifer. Me too. And that's why I always say over here is a safe space. Nobody will ever be clowned or made fun of, because people have real issues. Some people have depression. Some people it's seasonal depression. Some people have anxiety. It's a lot of people who have things, and everybody needs some support. Everybody Everybody could use some love. That's how I feel. Everybody could use a little bit more love. Everybody could use a little more love, a little more patience. What does it take to be kind to another person? And I think on social media, a lot of people like to tell you how you feel. They want to tell you how you feel because based on what you say on a video or how you're living at the moment or certain things that's happening to you, like you're a bad person. Sometimes bad things just happen to good people. Just what it is. Some people, you lose a job, you get in a bad relationship, you make a bad decision or whatever it is, and your life can be altered forever. One decision can change your life forever. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just have to be alone by yourself, right? And it's nothing wrong with it. And I hear people get clowned all the time for being single for a while. There's nothing wrong with being single, everybody. Everybody should be single for a while. You know, you probably would learn how to grow up. You would learn how to mature. You would learn how to be more positive. You would find out what you want. You would learn how to set boundaries and say no. There's a lot of people who need to learn to say no, but they don't. And all the time, I think of the words of my nana, my nana Jane. And she always used to say it to my dad, you know, if you do not plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So sometimes you have to plan an exit plan because being around certain individuals will not make you happy. So you have to find a way to get away from them. And sometimes it's not as easy as you think. To anybody who has ever been in a DV situation, whether it's through romantic or it's through you're just being, you know, assaulted by a parent. I'm in Florida, Amelia, but my background is Jamaican. Adil says that's why a lot of people have trauma. Yes, a lot of people have trauma, but other people trigger their traumas because they don't take any time to get to know themselves. Adil says, I believe parenting is very important in a child's life. It takes both parents to raise a child. It does. It does take both parents, and I will never discount that. But sometimes both parents are just not there. Sometimes it's because one passes away, or one parent is not mentally stable, or there's many things that can happen why one parent is not available. Sometimes one parent is immature still and they need to grow up a little bit because they have certain vices like alcohol or substance problem. So, you know, I'm not excusing it and it doesn't make it right. I'm just saying what it is. Oh, you're from London? Oh, awesome. I have family that's in the UK. I went to see them back in 2017. I'm itching to go back and have another trip. But getting over in Europe is expensive. The flights are expensive, but I'm still going to go back. So I think I'm going to, let's see, I got about 2 more minutes and I'm going to bring this to an end. But I definitely wanted to say I thank everybody for coming through today. I hope something that I said made somebody happy. I hope somebody had something to think about and you feel supported here, that you don't feel judged. That's why I do this channel. I show people like my real life, things that I go through. I'm a woman living with social anxiety, but I do not let the anxiety control me. I still live a full life. I have friends. I do my YouTube. I have my business. And I'm doing a lot of things in the background that you guys don't know about yet. So I want to show other people, don't let your situation control you. You control the situation and get your power back. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Shout out to all my mods. I truly appreciate all of you. Kiki and Kristen. I saw Miss Betty come in for a bit. Realist one. Tamika Davis. Thank you all so much, everybody. And anybody who is new to this channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'm definitely going to be back on tomorrow. Hi, Peter. I don't know how to say your name. Azad, how are you doing? Welcome. I'm just about to get off, but guys, come back tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much to everybody who just subscribed. I'm definitely going to be back on tomorrow. So come back again tomorrow. I think I'm going to do tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody have a good night. Shout out to all my Gems family. Sleep well, everybody. Or I know some places it's morning. Have a great morning. I know I have international friends. Some people it's morning, some people it's afternoon, some people it's night. Whatever it is, I hope it's great for you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for supporting me, everybody. I really do. I try to be positive all the time. And I hope you all try to. Just try to be positive and don't let other people get to you. Do not let other people get to you. Hey, Liz, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. I miss you. How are you doing? Now I have to be on. Now I have to stay on for a little bit because Liz came on. So I guess I'm not going, guys. I'll stay on for another 5 minutes because Liz came on and I want to speak to her for a little bit. How are you? How is your family? Yeah. I just want to say, yeah, everybody try to be positive. And the message that I was talking about today, you're not losing when you lose them. You know, sometimes when you deal with people, namely I'm talking about relatives, and they know who they are, okay? We know who they are. You know who are the people who really, it's the people who smile in your face, and they talk about you behind your back. We know them. It may be people on social media. They smile in your face. They really are no good for us. Don't let them get to you. Don't let them stop your light. Don't let them stop your light. Don't let them stop your peace. Don't let them stop your joy. Nobody, I always say it all the time, and nobody paying no bills in this house. No, it's not only relatives. It's anybody. It's anybody who drains your energy. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be social media. It could be a movie. It's anything, any negative influence. Stay away from it, everybody. It's just not worth it. There are certain people who are just not worth it. Don't let them drain your energy. Don't let them stop you from being better. Nobody knows what you have going on in your life. They don't know what's going on in your mind. They don't know what you're dealing with and going through. No idea. But yet there's judgments. Okay? You know, it's one of those things that we just have to know what is important, and then that's it. You have to know what's important to you. And that's all. You have to know what's important for you. You have to know what you're going through and give yourself a little bit more compassion. Sometimes we have compassion for people, but they don't have no compassion for you. You could be giving out all the positivity. You support them. You do kind deeds for them. You do this and this and this. Well, I don't have to ask. What about this question? I don't know what you're referring to, Ead. But you know, I show up for people who show up for me. I'm just saying, right, Liz? Show up for people who show up for you. If people don't show, and it's not in the big ways. It's just somebody in the background by saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Someone just greeting you kindly. And especially on social media, just because you haven't been on somebody's page, it doesn't mean that somebody doesn't like you. It just means that some people have some things going on, like, and not small things going on either. Some people just have a lot going on. You don't know, a person could be enduring a health problem. Thank you, Amelia. The person could be dealing with a health problem or health problems of their family. They could be having issues in their romantic relationship. They could be dealing with financial issues, plus their own problems. You don't know what people are going through. On social media, people are so quick to judge because all they do is care about you being supportive of them. But I ask myself, but when's the last time I seen you on my video? When's the last time I seen you in my live stream? You know, that counts too. I'm not saying I expect people to be on every single video, every single live stream I do. I don't, because I know people have lives. Yes, a lot of people don't like to see you stand on your feet, you know, and this is a real thing. When you make your videos, show up and smile. Never show people bad. Don't go on your videos crying and show people how much of a bright light you are. Even when you're struggling, even in your struggle, don't let anybody know that you're struggling. Yeah, you know I'm not going to answer that. You know? Yes, exactly. Quit overextending for those that don't do the same. You know? I try my best to show up for people, but it just doesn't go that way. It just doesn't go that way with certain people. And it's okay. Just let them do what they want to do. Let them be themselves and you just be yourself. Don't let anybody dim your light. Continue to be a bright light. Continue to be yourself. Continue to be happy. And do what you need to do to maintain whatever it is that you need to maintain your mental health. Take your mental health breaks. Recharge your batteries. Yeah. Yes, Liz. And people can support you from a distance. And I hear people all the time, well, I don't see you on my videos. That doesn't mean somebody's not watching. Person could be watching you on their TV. You know, it's crazy how some people are. It's just a control thing. Okay, Amelia. Bonne journée. Yes, I am practical. So I just wanted to tap in and to say hi to all of you gems. Hello from Florida. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys are hydrating yourself. It's still hot. Is it hot where you guys are? It's hot here in Florida. So stay hydrated. Keep your mental health. Don't let people get to you. And if you find that people are draining you, leave them alone. No problem, Liz. Thinking about you and missing you. Shout out to all my mods, all my channel members. Shout out to my channel members. My channel members are I Am Tracy Lee, Miss Nexie, Sirius a Virgo from Georgia, Vondi Gaming, and Boss Life Online. Thank you guys so much for your membership. You guys are welcome to join membership. It's only 99 cents. Amelia, parlez-vous français? Okay. See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.